Joining me now, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas, member of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee. Congresswoman Crockett, as always, welcome to the Sunday show. As a member of the Oversight and Accountability Committee, what role do you expect to play in this impeachment inquiry process?
Yeah, so absolutely. We're going to be the truth tellers. We're going to be the ones that are going to cut through the noise and make sure that the American people know that this is nothing more than political theater and games. And we're also going to try to juxtapose what it would look like if we had the adults in the room that were running this committee. For instance, I've been talking about the fact that this oversight committee should be looking into things like my constituent, Eugene Gates, who died on the job after almost 40 years of service to the Postal Service due to heat conditions. We need to be looking into issues like this. So we will make sure that we juxtapose what it looks like when this committee runs the way that it's supposed to, as well as we will bring out the hypocrisy that exists. We've got Trump on one hand and we've got Biden on the other. We've got all these insurrectionist congresspersons, and then we've got Hunter Biden. So, we will make sure that the American people know that this is just not the tree that they want to bark up on.
So the Senate is set to reconvene tomorrow to discuss the framework and potential agreement on an immigration deal, all part of an effort to unlock aid to Ukraine and Israel. How concerned are you that the deal might make too many concessions to win Republican support?
I'm very concerned because the Republicans have never gotten immigration right. That's just the fact of it. There's not very much that the Republicans get right in general. And so to basically say that issues of national security as it relates to how we're going to take care of our allies should be tied to this mangled immigration process is absolutely insane. I mean, when you look at somebody like Greg Abbott, my governor, and his solution is to basically say, hey, we're going to kill people that are trying to come in. Like, that's not a solution. Like, the Republicans don't have the solutions. They want to continue to defund the aid that is going, not the aid, but they're continuing to defund border security. Well, I mean, who's going to sign up for this job and you're not paying worth anything, or a court system that doesn't have the resources that they need? What they really need to focus on is how we're going to pass a budget, a real budget that's going to take care of the things that matter to the American people, such as the border.
Mm-hmm. As a member from a border state, are there any policies or policy changes that would be non-starters for you? For instance, if there were changes in the asylum rules?
Absolutely. I mean, Jonathan, I don't know the full history of how I got here, but I have a clue as to how I got here. But there are other people that are literally risking their lives because it's just that bad where they're coming from. And the idea that we would turn them away in the land of opportunity, the land of the free, doesn't sound like what we sell ourselves as, and it doesn't sound like who we are supposed to be. We are a country of immigrants, for those that have forgotten. That is who we are in this country. And as people are complaining about our debt, people need to understand that every single day I've got people that are coming up to me, businesses, whether it's in the healthcare industry or whether it's the farmers, as I serve on the agriculture committee, that are telling me we need more workers. For everyone that is complaining about the cost of food, I can guarantee you if they get more workers to work those farms, which a lot of these people are willing to do, and we don't send people to college and tell them to go work on a farm, then we could reduce the cost of food. We could also increase our tax revenues. There is an opportunity. And so we need to stop demonizing people that are simply seeking out a better life or to be able to actually exist. And we need to figure out how can we make this work just like we've made this work all these years before.
One more thing we got to get to, Congresswoman, before we go, the binder story. Because CNN was the first to report that a binder containing classified information about Russia's attempts to interfere in the 2016 elections allegedly went missing just days before Trump was set to leave the White House, and it's still missing. Why should this concern all Americans?
Oh, come on. I feel like Trump, he said it before. He could go out, he could shoot somebody and not face any consequences. This is more of the same. We know that this guy is a joke. He's irresponsible. We know that he doesn't want the truth to ever come out about his friend Putin, right? We know that he's always palled around with Putin, which is yet another concern about if he is to take over the White House, as we're talking about aid to Ukraine. we need to make sure that we have a commander-in-chief who knows who our friends are and who our enemies are. And absolutely, Putin did what we all knew he did, which was to interfere in the election so that we could have someone who was irresponsible and would put us in a national security fix. And that's what we have. We've seen the boxes at Mar-a-Lago, and this is more of the same. Someone who doesn't take our national security seriously, and he knows that that's his friend who most likely helped him get into office, and he just didn't want the facts to ever come, the details of the facts, because I think we've already cleared that they interfered with our election.
Yeah, he loves himself some Putin, and he said at a rally over the weekend that all of this shows the rottenness of the American political system, which cannot pretend to teach others about democracy. And that man wants to be president of the United States again. Unbelievable. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, as always, thank you very much for coming back to the Sunday Show.